Hello everyone, it's Jake here. I hope you are enjoying these tutorials and are getting a good feeling for using Onshape. Onshape is truly growing in popularity and it is a great software to create complex 3D models. Hopefully by now you understand how to create basic models and features like extrusions and cuts to your design. This tutorial is going to go over customizing your workspace and changing units and decimals. In the world of engineering, depending on what you are designing, you are going to change your units often, whether that's in standard or metric units. More often than not, you will be using metric units such as meters, centimeters, or millimeters, but oftentimes because we live in the United States, you will be using standard units such as inches, feet, yards, etc. Decimals are extremely important in CAD because you are creating as precise of a model as possible. That is your goal, because CAD is generally the last drawing or design that you will complete before you create the actual product or part and send it over to be manufactured. Therefore, you need to be as accurate as possible. This could sometimes be as accurate as 1/1000th of a millimeter or even more. First, let's start with the units. In Onshape, there are two different levels you can change your units. First, you could change them in a single project, aka a workspace, or across the Onshape account to change automatically in all of your past and future projects. This is helpful because it won't require you to change them every single time you create projects if you use a certain unit every single time. So to start off, let's go to the document menu. Over here, you'll see the Onshape logo. Directly to the right of it, you'll see something called the document menu. This is also called a hamburger, but in terms of Onshape, this is the technical term. So you're going to click the document menu, and then you're going to see these different options. For the sake of this, we're going to go to Workspace Units. If you click Workspace Units, you'll see that the default length unit, length to display decimals, default angle unit, angle display decimals, default mass unit, and mass display decimals. Right now, we're not going to focus on the mass of an object, although sometimes in CAD you will if you know the exact material you're going to be using. So this could be grams, kilograms, ounces, or pounds. So those are a variation of standard and metric units. Next, we're going to start all the way at the top. You'll see the default length unit is inches. So we could change that to centimeters, feet, inches, meters, millimeters, or yards. So what we're going to do is then we're going to see the length of the decimals. So let's first start off with the units because that's definitely important. This isn't really too difficult. Basically, you can switch from inches to millimeters and then just press the OK and then double click on your sketch and you'll see they automatically change. Now, you'll notice that this is the same project that we did last time. It's a 2x2 cube with a circle that hasn't been extruded. So right now it's just a square. So you'll see that in the sketch, this used to be 2 inches, and it still says 2 inches. However, you'll see that if you press Escape, you'll see that it's 50.8 millimeters. This is important because you need to know that it stores the previous values, even though you changed them. So if you click here, you'll still see the 1.5 inches, although it's more accurate being in millimeters, which is totally fine. So next, I'm going to show you how to change your decimals. Decimals are extremely important, maybe even more important sometimes than your actual units. Obviously, with your units, you're not going to use millimeters when you're studying and creating a 10-meter object long. So you would use meters in that case. I'm just going to switch it back to inches because this is the way that this model is proportioned right now. So we're going to go next over to the decimal units. Decimals are extremely important, and there's not too much that differs between decimal places in math and Onshape for CAD. So basically, the main part about decimals is that you can make them as precise as you want, all the way up to 6 decimal places, which is really nice. So let's say that you have something that is 2.5555 inches long, and you decided that you wanted to only show 3 decimal places. It would round up to the nearest decimal point, so that length would be 2.556 as opposed to 5555 because it rounds up. That same rules apply in math. So just to show you that, I'm actually going to go and we're going to change the dimensions of this object right now. So we're going to go over to our dimensions tool, and then we're going to hit sketch, and then we're going to change the 2. I'm just going to change it to 2.5555 just to show you. So as you can see, it rounds to 2.556. This is really important, but the interesting thing is if you double click, just like how it stored the units before, it still stores the 4 decimal places, which is really nice. That's basically all you have to know for decimal places and units, but if you have any questions, as always, feel free to ask me. Thanks!